Hi, I'm Tiffany. Are you ready to talk about meal planning today? This video is called Meal Planning Redefined because a lot of people, when they hear about meal planning, they think that you've got to be somebody who's a big planner or really organized or have a lot of time. And while I'm a person who likes to plan my life, that's just my personality, it's not a requirement to be able to get all the benefits of meal planning. So, first, let me share with you a few of the benefits of meal planning so that you understand why you even want to take the time to watch the rest of this video. One, there is less waste. Two, you actually end up saving a lot of money by figuring out the meals you want to have. Yes, because of waste, but other things like not driving back and forth to the grocery store and buying things when they're on sale and things like that. And then, of course, like I just said, fewer trips to the store, but that's not just about fuel, which is, of course, astronomical right now, but it's also because I found every time I go to the grocery store, I spend a minimum of $20. I may be going to buy a head of lettuce or a bunch of parsley, something that I don't always have on hand, but I end up finding four other things that I need, even though I'm a very disciplined person and I work a lot in just cash to keep myself in budget. I will find something that I realize I need and I will end up spending $20 or $25. And it ends up throwing off your budget if you do that a few times a week. So, fewer trips to the store, less overbuying, save a huge amount of time. Even if the grocery's only 5 minutes away, you're saving a half an hour not having to go there, the whole thing. So my channel is all about redefining. Put hashtag redefine in the comments if you've been watching this long. And then this is redefining shopping. And I would like you to share with me some of your shopping tips, maybe time saving, money saving tips, or maybe questions you'd like me to address in future videos. But let's jump into the meal planning now that I've hopefully convinced you that meal planning is the way to go. There are two different ways that I tend to do meal planning depending on what's easiest for me that month. I don't stick to one way every single month. The first way is I did this when my kids were little. It was just easier for me for planning, is each day of the week had a designated food. And if I remember right, Monday we had fish, and Tuesday we had eggs, Wednesday we had pasta, Thursday we had leftovers, or it was leftovers and eggs were on the same day, because if we had leftovers, we had leftovers. If not, we had eggs. And then Thursday maybe we had beef. Saturday we had soup and salad, or soup and sandwiches, depending on what I had on hand. And that could be like a can of Campbell's soup, like condensed soup, or it could be soup that I made from things at home. So bottom line, you pick the kind of food you like on the day of week. I wrote down some examples if this is helpful for you. Beef, tuna, fish, chicken, pork, eggs, bean, soup and sandwich, leftovers. As you can see, there were 10 different things that I listed. And so you can designate a day of the week for each kind of food, or if that's easier for you. So when you go to the grocery, okay, there's 4 Mondays, so I need 4 of Monday's meat or main part of my meal. The other way of doing it that I actually tend to do much more often because it saves me a lot more money and I find it to be easier is I order my groceries and go pick them up. I live in the Ohio area, and so in northern Ohio, and so it's easier for me to do that. I don't have issues with traffic, blah, blah, blah. But my meat, I go back and buy myself because I don't get the great deals when I order meat when I pick up my groceries. So what I do to do that is I take my clipboard and I have a piece of paper and I write 1 through 28, 30, or 31, depending on how many days there are in that month. And I will put 5 days throughout. So like basically every 6 days or so, I will put LO, which is leftovers. And then 3 times in there, I'll put an X for, I'll explain that later. But I put an X. I don't assign a meat or a main dish to that day. And then what I do when I get to the grocery is I go immediately and I try to find the sales, the specials, things that are going on. And I've learned to watch when certain special meats are on special. And so I might buy it a couple times throughout the month. particularly for the next month, or if there's a really great sale. Like certain times of the year, I've seen pork go on sale for anywhere from like 50 cents to $1.20 a pound, like on ground pork or pork loins. And when there's things like that, I will buy in bulk, and then my husband has this little vacuum sealer, and then we freeze it that way. But okay, so the 1 through 31 or 30 or 28. What I do is I go to the grocery then, and I will find meat. And let's say that chicken legs are on sale, and I love chicken legs or chicken thighs. People love chicken thighs. So I'll buy 6 packs of chicken thighs, and then I'll write chicken, chicken thigh, chicken thigh, chicken thigh, 6 times on my calendar. And then, oh wait, chicken breasts are on sale, but I'm not going to have that but 2 more times because I already bought 6 chicken thighs. Chicken breast, chicken breast. Do you see what I'm saying? And then like ground beef or a roast. Well, if I know it's somebody's birthday or something like that, I'll write that on the date. Or if there's a special event or something where I'm going for a potluck and I'll need something special, I'll write that on the day before I leave the house. And so when I get home from the grocery, I have the meats for each day designated, and then I come home and I write them on my calendar. Or if I'm super busy, I just grab the piece of paper and stick it up on my fridge. And then I know which meat to pull out of the freezer the night before. I also know which days I don't have planned, because sometimes there's not that great of sales, and so I don't buy everything. I don't buy it just because I've decided that day. I go, and if there's not really good sales, or what I call orange sticker meat, when they mark it down, I'll buy a lot of that as long as it doesn't look snarly. And I'll get those things, and that way I've got the month already planned out. I know what I'm having those days. Now, let me explain to you the reason for the X's. All of us have the best of intentions, but sometimes we're just not feeling it, or sometimes something comes up, or we get invited somewhere. And what I do on those days is I will take, let's say on a day I had planned chicken thighs. We get invited to go to a friend's house for a cookout. And so I take a salad, but I'm obviously not taking my little pack of chicken thighs for my family. So I then take the chicken thighs, scratch it out, and on a day that wasn't designated, with an X, I will write in chicken thighs there. So I've moved the meat so I don't have meat that I don't need, and I also don't lose track of it in the bottom of my freezer because, oh look, I've actually moved that meat there. I did find that certain months and certain times, like if we're really busy, like if a kid was in a play, or if one was working a lot after school, and so we were having, like, people were making their own meals, like the kids are frying eggs for themselves or something, then I would move those meats. Or if I forgot, I am human, sometimes I forget to pull the meat out of the freezer. I put an X on it, and okay, we bought pizza that day from our entertainment fund. Those are the kind of things that we did. I also, when my kids got to be a little bit older, at one point I had 6 teenage girls living in my house. The girls were between, 8th grade and 12th grade. We had 2 exchange students and our 4 daughters. And so one day a week, I would pick it. Mom had the night off, and they had to figure out what they were going to eat. That was to teach them some life skills, and also just so I could have some time off because I had to drive them everywhere. We live in the country, and only one daughter at a time ever had a driver's license. And so the driving fell on me because my husband's a nurse, so he works really crazy schedules. But this is a great way to keep yourself organized, to not waste meat, which is very expensive and is getting more expensive, and also to buy the sales and to let your family know what's happening. Because I don't pick the menu, I pick the meat. So it'll be a chicken breast or a whole chicken or ground beef. And so everybody knows what's coming, and they can give me input on recipes. And I could also, like I said, as the girls got older, I could say, okay, this night I'm not cooking. You guys know it all week long. Figure out what you want. And I'll share with you another time about the girls' allowance system. So if they wanted to eat fast food, they had that option, but they had to use their own money. So I hope you got something out of this. Please put your questions and comments and ideas and things that you've done in the comments below, and share this video with others, especially in Facebook groups where there might be moms who are looking at ideas, or people who are really into budgeting who might benefit from this information, and we might benefit from some of the things they've learned when they leave notes in the comments. Thank you so much for subscribing and hitting the bell so that you get the updates, and I will look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.